Welcome to ITSC. Darren asked me to come and share some of the things I've learned about connecting with other people at conferences. I'm an introvert by nature, and I find it hard to start conversations, so conferences can be pretty overwhelming. I hope that whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, a conference commando or a total newbie, these quick tips will help you make the most of this awesome conference. Here's what too many conferences are like. You get through a whirlwind of wonderful sessions and come home with stacks and stacks of business cards and then wonder, now what? Why do I have her card again? What did I want to talk to him about? How am I going to follow up with all these people? And then real life resumes and the business cards gather dust, and then it's too embarrassing to connect with people. Has that ever happened to you? Or you might get back from a conference where you've met all these amazing people. You look them up on Twitter, you connect with them on LinkedIn or Facebook, and then the connection just fades out. Has that ever happened to you? Here's the kind of conference experience I'd love for you to have. You get home, you're energized, and you're full of inspiration. You've got a notebook full of ideas and people to talk to. You reach out to people, sharing your notes, following up on your promises, and learning more from others. Throughout the year, you're keeping in touch with people you've met, you're learning from their experiences, and you're sharing your own. You're posting updates of things you're working on. By the time the next conference comes, you've learned a ton, and it's like getting together with old friends. If you look around you, you might find people nodding because their ITSC experience is already like that. Fantastic! That's like the popular kids table in high school. They get it. And people who've figured out these conference connection tips, you're not off the hook yet. I'm going to give you homework too later. For everyone else, though, it's kind of like the first day of school, wondering if you're going to be able to make friends and have fun and have good conversations. If you think about your students, you probably know a lot of people who've been in the same shoes. Well, how can you build these conference connections? First things first, fix the small talk. You know how you're sitting with people at lunch and making conversation. You say hi, you say your name, you ask where people are from, what do people do. Maybe you talk about the food or the weather. And oh look, by the time you finish all of that, it's time to go to the next session. Small talk is great for making people feel comfortable, but you don't have that much time at a conference, so don't stop there. You want to get right in there so that you have a reason for continuing the conversation afterwards. Put your detective hat on. Look for ways to learn from people's experiences and help them out. This is so important, I'm going to say it again in a different way. Don't just have conversations to pass the time. Use those conversations to learn from other people and find out how you can help them. What can you learn from other people? Let's say you're walking together after a session finishes. Ask them what key lessons they picked up from that session, how the session matched their experiences, what they liked about it. Ask them what their goals are. Ask them what sessions they're looking forward to and why. Look for interesting questions and stories and experiences. The speakers aren't the only experts at a conference, and you can learn a ton from people sitting around your lunch table. You can learn even more when you follow up with them. What can you help other people with? For starters, you can share your notes. You've probably had to make some tough decisions about which sessions to attend. Other people are missing out on interesting sessions too. So, offer to send people your notes afterwards, and this is one of the reasons why you should take good notes in the first place. Even if people attended the same sessions you did, they'll benefit from your notes, your perspectives, your ideas. Find out what people are interested in. Try to introduce them to other people they should meet, either in person or after the conference. Promise to send them other information when you follow up. Work hard to figure out some way that you can help people. Focus on creating that value. It's a fun challenge, and you'll learn a ton in the process. It's also much easier than making small talk. But you're going to need a way to take notes. Why risk forgetting what you were talking about when you can slow down and write yourself a note? I find that the pen and paper notebook is really useful. It doesn't crash, it has infinite battery life, and I don't end up losing small scraps of paper. You can use whatever you like to take notes, but don't rely on your memory, and definitely don't rely just on other people's memories. Make promises, give yourself homework, and take notes, because that's going to make following up a whole lot easier. Okay, so when you get to the end of the conference, you're going to have plenty of notes and ideas and conversations. Following up is going to be a piece of cake. Block off some time to write up your notes, and then email or connect with people and send whatever you promised to send. That's the first part. It's like starting things off with a gift. You can also ask a favor. Think of questions you can ask. What were the conference ideas and insights? Make it easy for them to reply to you. Second part, how do you keep things going? Reality check, life is busy. People have lots of things to do. They get, everyone's trying to connect with everyone else and catch up with work at the same time. So, even in the most interesting of connections over email, chances are that someone's going to drop the ball at some point. You know what that's like. You send a message, they reply, you reply, they reply, you reply, and then some time passes. You're not sure whether to follow up or what to say next. Social media to the rescue, and this is why you should also have a blog or be on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook or something else that makes it easy for people to follow. Make it easy for people to get to know you, and look for these ways to get to know other people, so that whether or not you've got this good email conversation going, you can learn more about interesting people and vice versa. Me, I blog. I post my conference notes there. I post other thoughts there. I put my blog address in my business card, and I link to it in my email signature, so that even when I forget to write someone back, or I meet someone who's too shy to write me in the first place, that connection can keep on going until the point where we do end up talking to each other again. In fact, as I'm usually too shy to impose on other people through email exchanges in the first place, I really appreciate being able to get to know them further and to learn from their experiences through blogs and Twitter and things like that. Make it easy for people to get to know you, and take advantage of what people are sharing so that you can get to know them. If you can make one or two deep connections who can teach you a lot or whom you can teach a lot, and the two of those often go hand in hand, that's wonderful. If you can make 5 connections like that, fantastic! So I hope these tips can help you transform your ITSC networking experience. Use your conversations to find ways to learn from people or to help them. Take notes. Follow up your email, but also make it easy for people to get to know you, and take advantage of social media ways to get to know others. Keep those conversations going, and you'll learn even more than you can learn from listening to any session at any conference. And to everyone who already knows this and lives this, help other people out. Introduce them to others. Ask people questions and draw them into conversations. Help them make all these incredible connections. A conference can be a fantastic way to meet and be inspired by people. So go forth and make it happen.